Very good. Well, we know it's a little noisy because we're on Route 66 in Central, but we want to highlight a number of changes that are happening all up and down Route 66. And so first behind me, this is our first solar light that we're putting up and down Central, and especially in East Central. This is part of 200 new lights. And that's for, number one, pedestrian safety, but also for driver safety. And it's been a long time challenge that we've had with electricity, solved now by having solar lights. And of course, they're decorative, so they're gonna look good too. Now we wanna highlight a couple of other changes that we've been doing, because our work on Central has been taking place over the course of many years, including, we didn't even have medians that were landscaped on most of this stretch of Central. Now that's almost completely done, all the way from Louisiana all the way up to Tramway. And that's important for safety, but it also makes the street beautiful because it's Route 66 and we want to celebrate our mother road. But we also want to make the streets safer. And so our parks, our Public Works Department, DMD, has been doing a lot of work to try and make this stretch safer. And that's what we want to highlight today. So, a couple of things that you see. Number one, solar lighting. Also this additional lane, which almost no one has noticed, except for the people who drive this every day. This is the city's first BAT lane. That's what the acronym is for. And it's for buses and for turning. And so now this is complete roughly from Louisiana all the way to Tramway. And this is important for a number of reasons. The first is for safety. So it actually creates a large lane buffer between the sidewalk and folks trying to cross the street, obviously with the exception of a bus. But the buses, of course, are relatively infrequent and easy to see and have trained drivers. But also, it enables our real advantage for the buses because they're never stuck in traffic. And it also actually helps relieve traffic because of that quick ability to make a right-hand turn in a free lane. So this has been a massive improvement for us. And of course, it also functions as that concept of a road diet, which in general helps people slow down and not psychologically feel like they can drive as fast on these long stretches of Central. Now, we've also put up hawk lights. I think folks are familiar with these. These are flashing red lights that pedestrians control when they want to cross. And we now have two of these. They're at Britt and Dorothy. And then of course we have another set of lights down on that side as you head into the fairgrounds. Those are also automatically activated when they sense pedestrians nearby. So what does this mean? We've been working on this for at least a year and a half. And now we're starting to see some results. So on this stretch of Central, pedestrian and bike crashes are down 56% this year to date. That is awesome. They've basically been cut in half. And serious crashes are down 60%, with overall fatal injuries down 47%. So we know these things are working. So it's like a lot of things in the city where we acknowledge the problem, we're trying to find real solutions that make a difference, and now we're starting to see that difference. That's what's on display here behind us, and the lighting is going to continue to help that even more. Lastly, we did reduce the speed limit from 45 to 35 from Louisiana up to Wantabo, which certainly we believe has also helped. So in combination, we've got engineering, we've got education, we've got infrastructure investment. A lot of this is funded by state legislature, by city council, but it's a community effort to make this part of our city safer and also be in time for the Route 66 anniversary. So contributor to all of this, of course, has been our city councilor from this area. So I'm going to invite Councilor Grout up as well. Come on up. Yeah. Sure.
Thank you. It's really exciting to see some improvements going on in the East Gateway. Safety is very important to all of us, and I think the lighting, the pedestrian lighting, is going to be just a wonderful benefit to everybody. Will make it safer to walk and even bike and then drive. I think that the lanes can also be helpful. We want to slow some folks down and just leave 5 minutes earlier so you're not in a hurry to get where you need to go. But I do want to thank the departments for all the city departments for all that they've done over the last couple of years to get this ready. I can also tell you that our council office submitted a Safe Streets for All grant earlier this year, and we hope to hear from that, and that will help improve to make some of this permanent. And we're in collaboration with Councilor Nicole Rogers and Together for Brothers. So it's a collaborative effort, and then we've also worked with the administration on this. So thank you. We're looking forward to what this will bring to us.
All right, now we also want to highlight, just if you want kind of a 2-for-1 story, all the housing that the councilor and I and the state land office have also been working. This facility right here is only 2 years old. It's a wonderful senior housing complex. We have another one going up right here. So we're also working along Route 66 to repurpose these dilapidated areas. These used to be rundown trailer parks. So, but going back to why we're here today, with more on recent enforcement operations and safety improvements, Deputy Chief Cecily Barker.
All right, thank you, everybody. As Mayor said, my name is Cecily Barker. I'm the Deputy Chief of the Field Services Bureau. All of you might know that we're out here every day enforcing traffic laws and criminal activity in the area. Within the last 45 days, our traffic unit has really been focusing their efforts east of San Mateo on Central. In the last 45 days alone, our traffic unit has conducted 991 traffic stops, issued nearly 3,000 traffic citations, towed 52 vehicles. They assisted with taking 25 calls for service. They made 23 arrests specific to warrants, 10 misdemeanor arrests with 1 felony arrest, and they made 11 DWI arrests. It's important to note that we have to work together as a city to make sure that we have lasting efforts. We as a police department can't do it alone. We know that we have challenges on East Central, and we have met with directors and other city departments and entities to work on what will be best to make Central safe. We know that includes installing fencing, making safer crossing options, and pedestrian first technology, which reduces risky behavior, lowering dangerous situations for both drivers and pedestrians. We know that more lighting and better crossings makes it safer for pedestrians, but also for police officers who are out here making traffic stops and doing enforcement. Bat lanes and other roadway changes improve the flow of traffic and can deter unsafe driving behaviors that often lead to crashes or citations. As the mayor noted, the crash reduction we have seen this year shows that when we work together and enforcement, and when we put out awareness and education, that lives are saved and crashes are reduced. So I will turn it over to Jennifer Turner now.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. In the Department of Municipal Development, our job is to design and construct safer roads for all users, and I'm really excited to be here today to show off several efforts that we have underway to make Central of Route 66 brighter and safer for all users. So as Mayor mentioned, we're adding almost 200 pedestrian-level solar lights to Central between Louisiana and Eubank. And I know this will be transformational for the corridor, and I'm really excited about adding both solar and lighting to this corridor. These lights will be able to go in faster without connections to utilities, and if one goes out, the rest of the lights will stay because they are all solar powered. We're also excited to see the road diet coming in right now, which, as Mayor pointed out, we have new striping, and we've launched our new business access transit lanes. And these are used around the country. They're a proven counter safety measure that slow drivers down in the regular lanes, but the outside lanes will be devoted to transit as well as to business access. So we're slowing folks down while at the same time letting transit move efficiently and also giving access to local businesses. In early 2026, we'll also be adding in 2 new hawk signals right next to transit stops at Dorothy and Britt along East Central, and those will be safe places for pedestrians to cross the street between existing traffic signals. We've been adding hawk signals all around the city. I was recently announced the one we're putting at Carlisle and at the Han Arroyo, and this one will tell drivers stop. When you see red or flashing red, you stop for pedestrians and cyclists in the crosswalk. And so we're also, if you go a little bit west, we are going to be repairing the art lights that pedestrian and street level lights to make, again, our sidewalks safer and brighter. Finally, we'll be reducing our speed limits in this stretch of Central so that we'll have one consistent speed limit all along Central of 35 miles per hour, again, reminding drivers to go safer. So by adding lights, crossing options, and a buffer lane, both drivers and pedestrians will be able to see each other sooner. And we're confident that all of these changes will save lives along this corridor. And just lastly, I want to thank Mayor and Councillor Rogers and Councillor Grout for their leadership on this issue. We've heard the call to action, and I'm really excited today that we're implementing these proven safety measures. Thank you.
All right, we're going to stand by here just for a second. And because, as I mentioned, these efforts are really, this is fully around East Central, really from, I mean, it's everything, but Nob Hill is kind of its own thing. So it's sort of east of Nob Hill all the way to Tramway. So to talk a little bit about pedestrian safety in her stretch of Route 66, want to bring up Councillor Rogers. And so she's here with us. We were just sharing the stats came out, crashes and fatalities.
Awesome. Hi everybody, thank you for being here. I think everyone knows I've been very vocal in helping make sure that we do what we need to do for pedestrian safety. I'm sure someone has already told you the stats are coming down, but still considered the worst corridor for pedestrian deaths in the entire country, this stretch of Central. So I'm really excited to work with Councillor Grout, with the administration, everybody, but I really have to say to public, we can do all the changes to the built environment that we can, but we also need your help. We need to change behavior, right? Change behaviors. In addition to the built environment, right? We need you to use the crosswalks, use the hawk lights, all of the things that also will help lower pedestrian deaths. It includes us in the built environment and making sure we do what we need to do. But community, we need you to come along and help also by making sure we're taking care of each other out here and using the proper crosswalks and hawk lights. And it's not, that's across the board. I see everybody doing that. So I have to say that to the public. Please, please also help us out by changing our behaviors when we're out in community to make sure, as I'm watching people cross and almost, right, putting themselves at risk. So we will continue to do what we're doing with the built environment. Councillor Grout and I, we are, with the administration and DMD's help, put in a grant for Safe Streets for All grant. Hopefully we'll get a notification of that in October. But we're going to continue to do what we are going to do to help that. But we need your help. So pitch in and let's also change human behavior. Thank you.
So, and just to emphasize, the cameras, you can see this bureau, I was watching a pedestrian jaywalk, I think is the appropriate term. But here's the difference. This guy over there, he only had to cross 4 lanes instead of 6, which, believe it or not, is a huge difference. And so it was a non-controversial crossing, frankly, because of that. We've reduced by 20% actually the width of the street, that is where you're really trying to get through traffic. So I just want to acknowledge exactly what Councilor Rogers said, is like, in general, that's not a good idea. Please use a crosswalk. That's what we need everyone to do. But we know when that doesn't happen now, we literally just cut the problem down by 20% just like that. So anyway.
And just while we have our friends from MWI here, who put up our very first solar light, can we just give them a big round of applause? Thank you, Jose and your crew. That's our very first solar light. There's going to be almost 200 of them all up and down this stretch of Central. But if anybody has questions for any of the participants, now's your chance. Not everybody at once. All right, we got one here.
You guys have mentioned that you were planning to put up the wildlife crossing pedestrian lights. Is that still planned?
The pause sign has been up for about 6-8 months now. It's down the street near Louisiana, and we can show it to you. It's right there by the Kentucky Fried Chicken across from the fairgrounds. It's been up for quite a while. It's motion activated. Gabe.
How are you going to inform the public in terms of using the bat line, like kind of changing those driving patterns? What's going to be that message to get them informed and get that message spread?
Do you want to take that, Jennifer?
That's a great question. Thank you. So we'll be launching a public education and awareness campaign, both with our hawk signals and also for our new bat lanes, so folks understand how they work and what to do. So we can have the infrastructure in place, but if people don't use it, then it's not as safe as we want it to be. So yeah, stay tuned. We already have one video online featuring Holly Hawk. I think some of you might have seen our hawk who shows, we've been using it to show kids how to cross properly at hawk signals, and there's definitely more to come. So great question. Thank you.
Are there any speeding cameras nearby?
No, there are no speed cameras nearby here. They're on their way. We do have 8 more that are coming, and actually there are 2. Jennifer, do you know the exact streets where the 2 speed cameras are going to be? Yeah, there's several coming. There's 8 new ones planned. I can send you the press release. Connect with me afterwards, and I'll send you the press release with all the addresses of the 8 new cameras. Anyone else? Oh, still.
Deputy Barker, you said that the fatalities went down about 56%. Do you have the year total of how many pedestrian fatalities have been on this method?
We do. Francesca will get you that number.
Anyone else? Okay, well, thank you very much. And Gabe, I'll get with you about the other project.
Thanks, folks.